Arctic Ocean, right? Like it freezes over during winter, which is like so weird because not every ocean does that. And we camp out at the edge of like the open water, like the open ocean, right? And we're camping there in a tent full of like 12 guys and like trying to eat and like go through our daily lives while like trying to watch out for these whales. And we just like sit at the edge and wait until we see like a whale close enough that we're able to like chase, right? So how we chase it is we get in this sealskin boat. Like it's made of a bunch of seal skins sewn together and put around this like wooden like framework boat, right? So then we chase a whale and the person in the front harpoons it, which someone harpoons it. And attached is a float, which we throw off at the same time. And we repeat the process until like the whale gives itself to us. Another way how we do it though is something that I did a lot, just because it was so fun. How we would do it is we would have this lance, like this like 9-foot lance, and you would jump off your boat onto the whale. And you would just continuously stab it until like you find the heart, or like you're like, oh shit, get out of here. And, afterwards, after we're able to catch the whale, we start, we attach it to some rope and we row the whale back to the open ice. There, like, we send people off to go give the news. And like the entire community comes down to the ice, helps us pull this whale onto the ice, which takes like, 40 hours. 40 hours of pulling on pieces of it. And we all cut it up together, and then we put it aside to like serve at special times, which is Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the Lunar. And that's how I go in.
Next up, we have Joss presenting on Charming China, Lessons Learned in the Modern Middle Kingdom.
Hi guys, how you feeling? By a show of hands, how many of you have already voted or plan to vote on Tuesday in a big election? Yes, thank you. Okay, this is very good because I'm kind of worried. The election has been really divisive. It's sort of exposed a lot of cultural rifts within our country and between our country and other countries in the world. And there's also another cultural rift that I want to address, which is here at Stanford. Despite the best efforts of the administration and of the students, and despite the fact that it is getting better, there is a sort of distance between people who are interested in STEM majors and technology and people who are more focused on humanities and arts. So I just want to tell you some stories about experiences and adventures that I've had in China that sort of demonstrate the possibility for people from different cultures, whether that's sort of an ethnic background or a national background or your academic interests, to bridge those gaps and to really connect with each other and understand with each other and learn from each other. And also the importance of really learning and understanding culture and civilization in depth, and about learning from a culture that's different to your own. So first I want to talk about this experience that I had as a junior. In 2014, I participated in a Chinese competition, which is not something that I realized existed, because it's literally just you go on stage and speak in Chinese and people judge you for that, which is an interesting concept. So I participated in that, and after passing the round in the States, I sort of went as a representative of America in this competition that is hosted or sponsored by a branch of the Chinese government that is responsible for spreading the language overseas. And there I met all the other international participants, people from 70 different countries. I met people from Slovenia, Mongolia, Fiji, New Zealand, Zimbabwe, Mali, Chile, Dominican Republic, the magical land of Canada. And we all really connected, firstly over our shared learning of Chinese. That's not to say that everyone should go and learn Chinese specifically, but I just want to emphasize the importance of learning a language and learning about other cultures to sort of engage on a really profound level with people who have a different story than yourself. And not only people whose native background is from that culture, but people who also have the same experience of learning that language as a second language. And when I was there, I had just a really great sort of experience of personal growth in meeting all of these people and connecting with them through this idiom of the Chinese language. But also, we connected a lot over music. This was a 2-week event in China. We had a lot of time to sit in the halls of this sort of like hotel that we were put up in, and we listened to like American pop music and French pop music, bizarre German techno, and like K-pop, and all sorts of things, even like classical music that people knew really well. And we really got to understand each other based on our different musical tastes, and even just the shared experience of listening to music together and dancing together. And I just, also in the summer, this past summer, recently, I traveled with a chorus that I participated to Xi'an, which is another city in China. And we actually performed on the ancient city walls, on this like stage surrounded by pagodas and like castle fortifications. And it was a really great event just to sort of take it all in and experience that other culture and realize that there's so much history and there's so many stories that inform our modern era. And also, we were collaborating, my chorus, with a Chinese children's chorus, and none of those children could speak English very well, but because of our shared interest in music, because we were rehearsing together and singing together, we formed these really great friendships, and by the end of it, we were exchanging like contact information, and everyone was like committed to getting to know each other. People taught each other like phrases in Chinese and English, and it was a really great moment to see that even though there are some really big cultural divides in the world, we can overcome them just by like one shared interest or one point of commonality. And I want to show you guys a song that I wrote. It's from the competition that I attended. As part of the competition, they also have a talent portion. It's very intense. And so I performed this song that I wrote, and then they asked me to write a theme song for the competition based on my experiences. So I wrote this song about sort of coming together and bridging cultural gaps. And it's in Chinese, so most people in the room will not be able to understand the lyrics, but that should be okay because I hope the music speaks to you guys. Please enjoy it.
一座桥梁夹藏着梦想，充满了阳光，就像织女牛郎，从不同的地方踏上一个世界，不再有分别，我们互相了解，要表示感谢，包含了我们的眼界。朋友、老师、队友表示热情友情，这次相遇相识，我们来到中国，开启了新的生活。话语我们能说，世界已经浓缩，中国充满活力，和我们的关系甜的就像蜂蜜，永恒如天地。我们来到中国，拓展我们的生活，话语我们能说，世界已经浓缩，中国充满活力，和我们的关系甜的就像蜂蜜，永恒如天地。做这一条。
Thanks.
But Samuel, before you move on, for those of you who did not get creamed, alright, there are fresh baked chocolate chip cookies back here for you.
People don't leave, it's not over.
So we have one more speaker. Yeah. Nina is going to be presenting on Reconnected Roots, my gap year in Cambodia, exploring my cultural identity. I just want to make one announcement as well. We're going to have 10 minutes of questions at the end, so please stick around after. We're going to have 10 minutes of questions at the end, so please stick around after. Yeah, thank you so much.
Hi, so I'm Nina, and I'm a junior studying product design. I recently just came back from my gap year. So I'm half Cambodian, and I think what I was thinking about before I left on my gap year was that I really wanted to answer some questions that were puzzling me about what it really meant to be Cambodian American. And I think it was a pretty difficult thing for me to figure out about how I was feeling, because I felt like my foot was sort of like in the middle of like multiple different cultures. So just as a background, I grew up in a very Asian household, and my mother's Cambodian and my father is white, but I spent a significant amount of time with my Asian relatives. That means like I went to Cambodian restaurants, I ate Cambodian food, I visited Cambodian Buddhist temples, and I even learned some like Buddhist chants in Sanskrit because that's how you do Cambodian Buddhism.